Information from the annual Unidos U.S. conference where the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, was expected to deliver a speech as part of his campaigns to win voters ahead of the forthcoming election indicated that the president has tested positive to COVID following his campaigns earlier in the day at Nevada. A video of the announcement was made available through the live broadcast on Facebook page of President Joe Biden, whose handlers have hooked up to the event to cover and broadcast the expected president's speech live through Facebook from the venue in Las Vegas. Unidos U.S. President and CEO, Janet Mogul, took to the podium on Wednesday, saying, Biden spoke with her on the phone apologizing for not being able to make it. Thank you all so much for your patience and understanding regret. I was just on the phone call with President Biden, and he shared his deep disappointment at not being able to join us this afternoon. The president's been at many events, as we all know, and he just tested positive for COVID, said Janet Mogul. The 81-year-old was expected to speak to a room full of Hispanic voters in the swing state ahead of the November election, in which he will contend with the former president of USA, Donald Trump, who earlier in the week narrowly escaped death after a gunman shot at him severely while on stage campaigning at Butler, Pennsylvania. The former president sustained injuries from one of his ears hit by the bullets. Officials at the White House have stated that Biden is experiencing mild symptoms. They also added that the president is vaccinated and boosted. Earlier today, following his first event in Las Vegas, President Biden tested positive for COVID-19. He is vaccinated and boosted, and he is experiencing mild symptoms. He will be returning to Delaware, where he will self-isolate and will continue to carry out all of his duties fully during that time. The White House will provide regular updates on the president's status as he continues to carry out the full duties of the office while in isolation. Mogul told the guests that the president had sent his regrets. So of course, we understand that he needs to take the precautions that have been recommended. He did not put anybody at risk. He said to tell my folks, said we're not going to get rid of them that quickly. We're going to have a chance to hear from him in the future directly. He's just really sorry he couldn't be with us, and obviously we share that disappointment, but we've seen how COVID is still happening in our community still, and we understand that protect all of us, Mogul stated in quote.
Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for your patience and understanding. Regrettably, I was just on the phone with President Biden, and he shared his deep disappointment at not being able to join us this afternoon. The president has been at many events, as we all know, and he just tested positive for COVID. So of course, we understand that he needs to take the precautions that have been recommended, and he did not obviously want to put anybody at risk. He said to tell my folks that we're not going to get rid of him that quickly. We're going to have a chance to hear from him in the future directly. He's just really sorry he couldn't be with us. And obviously, we share that disappointment, but we've seen how COVID has still impacted many in our community still, and we understand that he needs to take the steps he needs to take to not just protect himself, but to protect all of us. So we appreciate very much his wanting to have been here. I had a great introduction for him, reminding us of all the actions that he's taken on behalf of our community and the way that they have helped advance our interests and status. And well, we're just disappointed we won't hear from him directly today, but what we as a Latino community know how to move on, and we're gonna recapture our program, and we've got an incredible plenary planned around housing and home ownership. I hope you'll take advantage of being able to go to that plenary. And then of course, we've got a wonderful gala this evening planned with some incredible honorees that we'll be presenting awards to. And so again, it's been a wonderful conference. Really appreciate everyone's patience and understanding. And I I am deeply honored that the president did call me himself. I know it was really important for him to relay his disappointment, but we'll move on and we'll have a great rest of the conference, and we're going to make sure we continue to mobilize and engage our community in the weeks and months ahead to understand how important these elections are. Adelante. Muchísimas gracias.
OsazuwaAkonedo, bringing you the news in a more digital way.